Morning, boys. Welcome to another episode of BoneStockRacer. Hope you guys are all doing great. Haven't got the COVID. Haven't gone insane in your house or whatever your particular situation is. So today we're going out to do some quote-unquote hard enduro. We got to find a line up a nasty hill. I'm here to pick up the human riding gnome. I've got the seat heater on because the temperature has gone from -3 degrees Celsius to, yeah, good stuff in Canada. What kind of maintenance plan are you on?
BoneStockRacer maintenance plan. Rode last week, unloaded it last night, looked at it this morning, missing plastic bolts, dirty air filter, don't have any clean air filters. BoneStockRacer, he's the man.
See, life happens, boys and girls. Today, we're going to talk about hard enduro. Right now in the world, we've got two really interesting hard enduro scenes. The granddaddy of them all is the West. You got the big boys in there, the Jarvises, the Letton Bicklers, Billy Bolts, Teo Kabachev, the Mario Romans, the Alfredo Gomez, the Sandra Gomez. This is a really, really cool series. And you've got the American Hard Enduro series that's really developed over the last few years, and it's really turning into a cool series. Big boy himself, Cody Webb, and he last year him and Tristan Hart just battled all year long. It was awesome racing, awesome to watch that series. The dude is amazing. The hard enduro races, they cover a lot of variety. The West especially has, as a rider, you've got to be able to do pretty much everything. And the US series has just dramatic differences from the stuff in the Northeast to the stuff in the desert. Okay, so how does a clown like you and I enter one of these things? How do we enter it and be successful in one of these races? So if we're thinking about being successful, of course, you know, with me, you got to look in your heart. Are you having a good time? Are you having fun? Do you feel fulfilled pursuing this dream of yours? Do you do it without making too many enemies? Can you gather a support group around you to do it? That kind of stuff. That's what makes you successful. Whether you actually finish it or not, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's have you picked the right class, sometimes it's just a learning process. So how are you, as just a simple bone stock racer, going to be able to do this? The three things that we got to talk about is the bike, your body, and your mind. If you have a modern Sherco, a modern Beta, a modern KTM, heck, even a modern Yamaha that's designed for off-road racing, the bike's good enough. Awesome. Each one of them has a little maintenance quirks and stuff about it that you'll have to attend to before you go to the race. These bikes, all of them nowadays, have suspension that are really, really good, averaged out over a long time. So for example, the average settings, you'd actually notice how much better the stock bike is at, say, Romaniacs than you would at, say, Erzberg, because Erzberg is short and intense with very specific type of terrain, which you would want to sort of adjust your suspension for. Whereas Romaniacs covers a wide, much broader range of terrain. If you were to do TKO in the States, you know, you'd want to spend a little time and just set up your suspension for all those rocks and stuff, because you know the amount of time you spend in fourth and fifth and sixth gear there is going to be let's say not that much. The engine characteristics, Betas, the Shercos have a lot of nice grunt down low on their 300s. Even the 4-strokes now, 250Fs or 350Fs. The 450 is probably not the bike that you want to take into one of these races. Just too much for you. It's too much to. You're fine-tuning your way through this difficult terrain. You don't need all that power and all that torque. It's just gonna wear you down. Okay, let's move on to your body. You want to be extremely fit. By extremely fit, I mean, more than your average hare scramble fit. You can't be finishing a hare scramble and dying at the finish line. You need to get yourself on a consistent, coherent program that recognizes the demands that are going to be put on your body. My suggestion is to get some external help. If you get the right external help, it'll focus you, give you the right parameters so that you don't go too far and injure yourself, or too far and then have to cut back on your fitness program. Because let's take it, us bone stock racers, we're just Joe Blow, non-athletic, unfit couch potatoes. We need to be very carefully progressed through levels of fitness with a coherent plan that takes us to get the most out of ourselves that we can on the day of the race. I have a fitness program that I'm running, and right now we're in a rebuilding of my cardio stuff. So for example, this past week I did an hour of cardio one day, some lower body stuff, some upper body stuff, and it just kind of keeps cycling through, and we go through 6 weeks periods leading up to an event that I'm training for next year. I should mention that you also need to develop your body on the bike. Time on the bike is extremely important. Hours in the right riding position just builds up your particular fitness for this particular activity. Caution, a lot of us in the dirt bike world still think in the no pain, no gain kind of thought patterns, and that doesn't help you. You do not go to the point where you're utterly exhausted and then just keep pushing. That doesn't help you. What you want to do is get to the point where you're tired, right? And you're done. But if you quit now, you can ride again tomorrow and push it just a little bit farther. Now that you've got your body in shape so that you can last, and so that you can manipulate the bike effectively, so that your core is strong and you're feeling good, so that you can get into that position on the bike where you feel like you're just railing and having fun. Once you get your body into that, it's time to start looking at your mind, okay? Because your body is nothing without your mind. Without your mind, you are not racing a single race, okay? Your mind is what takes you leading up to the race, and your mind is extremely important through the race, okay? So get your head straight, okay? You're doing this race for fun. It's going to be a little bit of suffering, but you're going to use your mind to set up your body and your bike and yourself to be successful in this race, okay? use your mind to set up a coherent plan for you. Don't let your mind take a little letdown, a little setback, and bring you right back to the start. Okay? Control that mind. You are going to have failures in your training leading up to the race. You are going to have times where you're like, whew, I had a shit day in the gym. Or, man, that cardio was hard today. I thought I would be better by now. Don't let your mind run away with you with negative thoughts. No, today was a tough day, and I got through today. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit better, or maybe it'll be a tough day again, and I'll get through that. Okay? Use your mind to control your plan, not let it sabotage your plan. This is about you meeting a goal, having fun doing it. Look in your heart. You could do it. There's going to be times you're suffering. And there's going to be times you fail. I went out and rode today and man, my body felt weak. Oh, wait. You've had stresses in your life. You haven't slept that well. You might be a tad bit ill. You've just done a full week of workouts that pushed you to your max and you didn't eat properly. Okay? Don't let your mind fester on the negative. Have it fester on solutions to whatever you think. And just take it. It's a rough day. Move on. Tomorrow we're going to take another little step. The other thing leading up to a race is the unknown. It's the fear of the unknown. You don't know if you can do it until you get into it and get acclimatized to it. You don't know what kind of pain and agony that you're going to go through during the race. Okay? Again, you can use your mind to accept that as a challenge, as an adventure, as something exciting to look forward to, or you can let your mind just absolutely sabotage you and go, whoa, this is gonna suck. I'm not good enough. No, you're good enough. You can do it. So that's leading up to the race. Now, in the race, or during the race, your mind is absolutely critical. You have to use your mind to counter all the adrenaline, all the excitement, to put the plan in place. Okay? Use your mind at the start when you're all hyped up on adrenaline to go, hey, tone it down. I've got 6 hours more on the bike, or whatever, 5 hours more, or 4 hours, or I've got to get through this many miles. Okay, tone it down. I can't be spending all this energy right now. Use your mind to do that. And in a long race, you are going to have screw-ups. And this is where your mind is vital. Use your mind to say, I have screwed up, but I will not make it worse. When we get our racer brain going, a lot of us get into a situation, you're going to screw up. Even Wade Young last year at Romaniacs flipped his bike downhill. It was a big screw up. He lost a lot of positions, had to wait longer, lost a lot of time. He had to use his mind to go, whew, pull the pieces together, and then get out of the situation that you put yourself in without making it worse. That's the huge key. Whatever you do, you're in a situation where you are taxing your body and your mind to the max. Whenever you make a mistake, do not compound the mistake. Now, at some point during the race, you are going to get to a stage where you may start to get hungry, dehydrated, and it's very difficult to control your mind in those situations. So it's extremely important, going back to the body, that you recognize these symptoms and do something about it so that you can keep your mind fresh. These things actually all intertwine your body and your mind. The fitter you are, the more energy you have for your mind, right? Because your brain uses a lot of power. Now, for me, my brain's about yay big. It doesn't take up much energy, but I know you're a smart guy, so it'll take up a lot of calories as you're going through a race day. So make sure that you recognize those symptoms and feed it. It's not just your body you're feeding, you're also feeding your mind so you can continue to make good decisions. I hope this has given you a little idea of how to attack a hard enduro. Have fun out there and have a great week.